like to welcome you all to the 21st Town of Oro Valley Address, Luncheon, and Business Expo. I came over a little early today, about 9:30, to visit the expo, and I was just amazed. It was so wonderful. I met so many people who are providing some great services, and I got reacquainted with people I haven't seen in a year or two at the expo, and friends of the family, and I learned a lot about what my son was up to, too. So it was a fun time for me to be at the expo, and I hope you all had that opportunity to participate in the expo this morning. You know, we had 71 exhibitors today, and that's an all-time record. And I'd like, yeah, thank you. I see we got a... And I certainly would like to thank the exhibitors for being here today. I'm Bob Workman, and I've been hanging around with this chamber now for just over 30 years. And yeah, that's an accomplishment. And 21 years ago, I started the State of the Town. And I'd like to, thank the town and the chamber once again for asking me to be a participant in the event, and I really do appreciate that. And I want to thank 681 of you today for being here. And that's right, we have 681 reservations for this event today, and that's also a record. And it's a triple header because we also have 61 sponsors, which is another record. So we've had a record product today. Thank you again. When Dave and I met to discuss the agenda for today's event, I suggested to Dave, since this was his last final appearance in the State of the Town, that I should perhaps mention some of the accomplishments that he's had in his 11 years. And Dave's response was, no, that's not what we're going to do. He said, all the accomplishments of the chamber and the State of the Town have been because of the membership and my staff. And he asked me then if I would mind talking a little about the history of the State of the Town. So Dave, here goes. I hope this is what you're looking for. I was a graduate of Greater Tucson Leadership back in 2000. And Greater Tucson Leadership and the Tucson Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce both sponsor the State of the State and the State of the Town address. And I was down at the Tucson Convention Center, and I'm volunteering. I'm handing out programs, helping people get seated. And I got thinking, why am I down here? Why am I doing this up in Oro Valley? So I got together with the president at that time of our chamber, Jerry Bustamante, and I asked him, hey, can't we do something like that up here? And Jerry's initial response was, maybe. And he said, let me think about it. So about, 3-4 weeks later, I went back, and Jerry said, I think we can do that, but I have to know that the town of Oro Valley is behind us. 3 or 4 days later, it was a weekend, it was a Sunday actually, and I was over at the park and I ran into our mayor at that time, Paul Loomis. And so I mentioned to Paul what I'd like to do. And, I'm thinking, hey, he's going to say, well, schedule an appointment, come in and see me, or let me check with my staff. No, none of that. He said, do it right then, right on the spot. He said, do it. So the State of the Town was born on a Sunday over at the park. So that's how it all started. And I know Paul is here today. I don't know what table he's at, but Paul, I'd like for you to stand up so we all can say hello and thank you for helping us get this started way back when. And I'd like to just briefly share 4 very memorable State of the Towns. And the first one, and the first memorable State of the Town was our first State of the Town. And that was held on 9/12/2002. And what made that so memorable, it was 1 year and 1 day following 9/11. And we had a lot of elected officials here at the facility, and they all had police escorts. And this facility had more police officers in uniform and out of uniform, and I just happen to remember all that security. And this facility at that time was not a Hilton, it was actually a Sheraton property. And Joe Bourne, I think a lot of you know Joe, he's still with us and very active in the chamber, very active in performing in Southern Arizona, and he sang our national anthem. Oh, and by the way, we had 261 guests, and we were thrilled, and 4 sponsors. And then the second most memorable State of the Town was our event that was held on 9/11, 2008. That was our 7th State of the Town, and it was also the 7th anniversary of 9/11. So we had a theme for that event, which was Never Forget. And we had a film tribute for those who lost their lives on 9/11 entitled Never Forget 9/11, and it was by John Sullivan of the Golden Ranch Fire District. And this very emotional film was later played. We actually had a time of silence after that, and I see some people waving, so thank you. And it was just a very emotional event, and I think that's what made it so special for all of us. And once again, Joe Bourne sang the national anthem. And the third most memorable State of the Town for me was Dave's first. And this was on 10/6 of 2011. And Dave, was hired and joined us in March of 2011, but he really didn't have much staff. Fortunately, he hired Alex Demarudis as his event director 3 weeks before the event. And the two of them put it all together. And we had 13 sponsors, and it was our first expo. And we had 475 people. Joe Bourne, again, sang the national anthem. But what Dave remembers most about this event is that he banked $100.19. That was his net for the event, and that's his favorite memory of that one. And then the last event, which I marked as my most favorite, was last year. It was the first event that we had that we were all able to get together in person. This followed, of course, the pandemic. And this room was filled, much like it is today, lots of excitement and so much enthusiasm. And we had 650 people at the event. So those are my 4 favorite. And Dave, I hope that's what you're looking for. Dave, we've come a long way since your first State of the Town, which netted $211.19. And now I think this event is without a doubt the premier event of its type in Southern Arizona. And I bet today we net more than $100.19. But in addition to your success with the State of the Town and the Chamber, you have contributed so much to our community. And for all that, we are very grateful. At this time, I'd love to introduce Mr. Dave to you, Dave Perry, who is President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce.
Thanks all, everybody, for being here. It's great to see this crowd. Our daughter texted Lisa last week and she said, will there be opportunities to tell embarrassing stories about Dad? And I believe she was leafing through volume 2 of a 3-book set, a compilation of all of my embarrassing moments, which we're not going to go into right now. And by the way, those of you who have kids, don't you love it how your kids remember all the stuff you've done, but they never want you to tell any of the stories about them? So anyway, we're very lucky we have 2 wonderful kids. And I've had a lot of luck in my life, honestly. This job has been an excellent example of my good fortune. You've all been so wonderful to me for 11 and a half years. I very much appreciate it. We've gotten some good things done. There's still a long way to go, but the best part of it is we've had a lot of fun along the way. Yesterday, I watched our chamber ambassadors and volunteers and members of our board and our staff filling the bags that you received at reception. And they reinforced my belief, as Bob talked about, that the strength of the chamber is all of you pitching in to help one another, doing business with one another, and moving business and community alike forward. Kristen Sharp is taking the reins of the chamber effective this Monday. She's going to do a terrific job. She's got a great staff in Sherry, Joni, and Dwayne, and I'm convinced that the chamber's brightest days are still to come. I'm getting a little feedback here. Jimi Hendrix is in the room. Oh, by the way, yesterday I asked somebody, do you think we need to have microphones for the orchestra? Clearly we did not. I'll just tell one little story. Years ago, I was invited to a luncheon. You know, I do that. And when I arrived, I had one of those folded signs on my seat, and it said, Dave Perry, community leader. And I thought, oh my gosh, well, I better sit up straight, I better use the proper utensils, and most of all, I need to not spill my food, which is a chronic and constant problem that I have. And my bride here has been rescuing laundry problems for better than 20 years now. So anyway, I stepped up. I tried to be a community leader. A couple weeks later, I was at another event and I had a little table setting and my folded sign said, Dave Perry, Greek salad. And of course, I had ordered a Greek salad, and I've had those two placards in my office all these years as a reminder that to some people and in some moments you're a community leader, and to some people in other moments you're an assembly of leafy greens, feta cheese, ripe tomatoes, roasted red peppers, and Kalamata olives. So just remember, there's nothing to suggest that any of this is serious. I don't take myself seriously, I just want to enjoy myself. So, enjoy your lunch. We'll be back with recognitions and thank yous in a few minutes. And please be sure, I ask one thing, please stay till the very end because we have a very special announcement to make. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your lunch. I'm half Portuguese, and when I was a kid, I had to go to a lot of Portuguese weddings, and whenever the glasses tap, of course, the bride and the groom are supposed to kiss at the reception, of course, and after about 50 or 60 of those, they get a little weary of the thing, but anyway, thank you for being here. We want to acknowledge some special guests with us today. Please hold your applause till the end. I know I'm going to forget somebody, but I'm not working at the chamber anymore after tomorrow, so I'm very sorry about that. From the University of Arizona, we have a table of guests led by Julie Ketzel. From Arizona State University, John Winchester. From the Tucson Airport Authority, a contingent led by CEO Danette Bewley. From Visit Tucson, a table led by CEO Felipe Garcia. From Pima Community College, a group led by Vice Chancellor and Oro Valley resident Ian Rourke. From the City of Tucson, Mayor Regina Romero is with us. From Pima County, Supervisors Rex Scott and Sharon Bronson, County Administrator Jan Lesher, and a host of others. From the Pima Association of Governments, Executive Director Farhad Mogimi. From the Pima County JTED District, Superintendent CEO Kathy Prather. From Amphitheater Public Schools, and I'm backing away from the microphones, from Amphi Public Schools, a group led by board members Deanna Day, Susan Zebrat, Matt Kopek, and Scott Little. From the Golder Ranch Fire District, a group led by Chief Randy Carr. From the Northwest Fire District, a table led by Assistant Chief Scott Hamblin. From the town of Marana, a group led by council members John Officer, Roxanne Ziegler, Jackie Craig, and Herb Kai. From the town of Sahuarita, Mayor Tom Murphy and council members Diane Priolo and Deborah Morales. From Arizona Senate District 11, Senator Vince Leach. From the town of Oro Valley, a large contingent to include Mayor Joe Winfield, Vice Mayor Melanie Barrett, council members Tim Bowen, Dr. Harry Moe Green II, and Josh Nicholson, Acting Town Manager Chris Cornelison, and Chief of Police Kara Riley. We also have with us past Oro Valley Mayors Paul Loomis and Dick Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause, please? If you're a candidate for office, please rise and give a wave to our audience, please. Come on, candidates, get up here. I know several of you are out there. You know, the killer to me about running for office is what a totally thankless task it is. And you probably get sick of seeing your own image on TV, right, Kirsten? But we need people to run for office, and I appreciate their willingness to put themselves out there. Remember, please, vote on or before Tuesday, November the 8th. At the Chamber, Sherry, this is your cue. Where are you? At the Chamber, we recognize the job of mayor is a family affair. And Sherry's right there, and I should have just seen her. Being mayor is a family affair. It's a commitment that requires time, and it also requires time apart from your loved ones. In recognition of her commitment to the community, we present this arrangement of flowers from Posh Petals to the mayor's wife and partner in every way, Marianne Winfield. Marianne. I always want to give special thanks to the people here at El Conquistador Tucson, a Hilton resort, who do a first-rate job for us each and every time we step on this property. In particular, our thanks to General Manager Shelby Frankham, Senior Catering Manager Amanda Johnston, staffs from the front and the back of the house, and Encore Global AV. Before you applaud, I got to tell you that I've been coming here for almost 12 years, and a lot of these same people you see circulating in the room have been serving us all this time. So let's give them a big round of applause, please. I also want to give our thanks to Adrielle Coates and everyone at Office Depot, Office Max. They donated all the really great signage that you see out in front today in the lobby. It is my privilege to introduce to you, she's currently our events director, and she told me just now that she forgot her name tag. No Freudian slip there, I don't think, Kristen. But as of Monday, she's your new president and CEO of the Chamber. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristen Sharp.
Thank you all so much for being here today. We wouldn't be able to put on this fantastic event for you if it weren't for the support of our wonderful sponsors. Our presenting sponsor today is Lisa Bayless and the Lisa Bayless team at Long Realty. Our champion sponsors are Acacia IT, Arizona State University, Arizona Christian School Tuition Organization, Cox, El Conquistador Tucson, a Hilton resort, HSL Properties, Hughes Federal Credit Union, La Posada at Push Ridge, Pima Federal Credit Union, Roche Tissue Diagnostics, Sierra Tucson, Southwest Gas, Splendido at Rancho Vistoso, Tucson Electric Power, Town West Oracle Crossings, Town West Oro Valley Marketplace, Tucson Airport Authority, Tucson Federal Credit Union, Tucson Media Partners, University of Arizona, Tech Parks Arizona, and College of Veterinary Medicine. Visit Tucson and Wendy Wise State Farm. Thank you, champion sponsors. Our premier sponsors are Ameriprise Financial Allen Willenbrock, Anchorwave Internet Solutions, Bayer, Brookdale Santa Catalina, Casa de la Luz, CBiz, Chase Building Team, Comcast, Commerce Bank of Arizona, Desert Diamond Casinos and Entertainment, Encompass Health, Fishkind Bakewell Maltzman Hunter and Associates, Golder Ranch Fire District, Good News Communications, Institute for Better Education, Joe Foster State Farm, Meritage Homes, we're halfway through, guys, MHC Healthcare, NatureMed, Northwest Healthcare, One Medical Seniors Humana, One AZ Credit Union, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Pima Community College, Pima County One Stop, Red Coyote Services, Soul Physical Therapy, Sonora Behavioral Health, Southwest Grounds, Swan Pilates, The Watermark at Oro Valley, TMC One, Trico, Tucson Local Media, Vantage West Credit Union, Venture West, Vitrano Financial Services, Visiting Angels, and WaFed Bank. Let's applaud our premier sponsors. I think Bob Workman mentioned that we have 61 sponsors this year, and he's right, that is a record. So thank you very, very much to all of our sponsors once again. I'd like to give our special thanks to Joey Ambrose with Boom Pix Media for taking our pictures today. And I would also like to thank Star Video Productions, who are doing the recording in the back. Thank you, Bill and Katie Starr. We're grateful as well to Misty Nowak, Lindsay Kerr, Pia Salonga, Nick Going, and Andrea Soroy from the town of Oro Valley for all of their help with State of the Town. Please give these supporters a round of applause. It is my pleasure to introduce today's presenting sponsor. Lisa Bayless is an Oro Valley resident, Tucson native, and leader of the Lisa Bayless team from Long Realty's Oro Valley office. She also serves on your chamber's board of directors. Lisa is remarkably successful in her career and shares her good fortune with community organizations and causes she believes in. Here's a little bit more about Lisa.
Buying and selling a home does not have to be a distant dream. With me, it's an attainable goal. I'm Lisa Bayless, and my team at Long Realty has the resources and the knowledge to bring you home. My Community First program has donated over $250,000 in our local communities in the last 5 years. Whether you're buying or selling a home in Oro Valley, you can have confidence and trust with the #1 realtor, the Lisa Bayless team. Local roots, global reach.
ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lisa Bayless.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Good, okay. Hello, friends of Oro Valley. My name is Lisa Bayless. I'm going to try to stand by this microphone. I think it's better. Yep, that's our problem. Okay, problem solved. I live in Oro Valley, I work in Oro Valley, and I walk my dog every day in Oro Valley. I'd like to thank Dave Perry, who is retiring after 11 years as president and CEO of the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce. And I'd also like to acknowledge the wonderful Kristen Sharp, who was just here, the new president and CEO of the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce. Okay, let's talk about real estate. Buyers are still buying, sellers are still selling, but not at the frenzied pace of the market peak. Okay, that's enough about real estate. Let's talk about community. About 5 years ago, I decided to start my Community First program, which invests a portion of my commission from each home sale back into Oro Valley. Quickly, my Community First program took off. My business grew 700%, and I became Long Realty's #1 realtor, enabling me to give back even more. So, this year, I'm thrilled to announce that I've reached my personal dream of being able to donate $100,000 to my community. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This brings my 5-year total to $350,000. Oh, thank you. This year, my Community First program focused on organizations that positively impact families and youth. Today, I've invited representatives from a few of these organizations to sit at my table. I'm excited to tell you all about them, how their efforts make Oro Valley an even better place to live. And after they arrive today, I let them know then that they're going to stand up while I talk about them. So here we go. Okay, Lisa Hopper, show us who you are. Lisa is the CEO of the Arizona Heroes Memorial, which will bring, it's going to happen, a living memorial for veterans and first responders here in Oro Valley. Thank you, Lisa. Chief Kara Riley, show us who you are. Chief Riley, along with the men and the women of the Oro Valley Police Department, work tirelessly to serve this great community and give us the best police services in the state of Arizona. Chief Riley is also president of the Oro Valley Optimist Club, which raises monies for nonprofits that serve Oro Valley youth. Thank you. And I'd also like to thank, I know there's a table back there, I saw them with a bunch of them, all the law enforcement professionals at the Oro Valley Police Department who protect and serve Oro Valley year-round. Let's say thank you. Of course, it's not possible to talk about kids and families in Oro Valley without mentioning the Oro Valley Parks and Recreation Department, directed by Christy Diaz-Trahan. Christy, show us who you are. Christy and her team implement thousands of programs and events for children and families and all residents each year, several of which I've had the opportunity to participate in. Christy also has been a volunteer softball coach for the past 8 years. Thank you, Christy. Scott Lawrence. Scott, show us who you are. Scott is a board member of the CDO Little League. He even played on the league as a kid. CDO Little League has been in the Oro Valley community for more than 45 years, bringing baseball and softball to 327 Oro Valley Bell players between the ages of 5 to 12. Thank you, Scott. The next three individuals I'm about to tell you about all contribute to Project Graduation. For those of you who don't know, Project Graduation is a fun-filled, all-night, alcohol-free event attended by Oro Valley School seniors on their graduation night. All right, Jim Miller. Jim? Jim is the chair of the Oro Valley Cup golf event, Project Graduation's largest fundraiser. Since its inception, the Oro Valley Cup has raised over $300,000 for Project Graduation. Thank you, Jim. Beth Roberts. Beth is the Oro Valley Chamber's 2022 co-community leader and is the event chair of the Ironwood Ridge High School Project Graduation. An impressive 85 to 90% of graduating Ironwood Ridge graduating seniors attend Project Graduation. Thank you, Beth. Jeanette Cowles. Jeanette, the Chamber's other 2022 co-community leader, is Public Relations Chair for the CDO High School Project Graduation. Jeanette and her team work hundreds of hours each year on Project Graduation. Thank you, Jeanette. All right. So now I'm excited to tell you guys about two new investments made in the Oro Valley community by the Lisa Bayless team this year. Here we go. Sherry Dennis, Danelle Hogan, and Amanda McPherson. Show us who you are. Okay. These ladies are with the STEMazing at the Pima Counter Superattendent's Office. Last year, in partnership with STEMazing, we instituted a pilot program to bring STEM education to Oro Valley Elementary Schools via programmable robots. I think they have them. Show them your robot. Yeah. It was so successful that I've doubled down and have partnered with STEMazing again this year. So today I'm announcing an additional $35,000 investment to bring programmable robots and programming to all Oro Valley elementary schools. And if anybody wants to see these robots later, they have them at the table. And then lastly, Barbara McClure. Barbara, show us who you are. Barbara just broke her knee, so that's impressive. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara is CEO of Impact of Southern Arizona. Barbara and her team empower Northwest area residents, including Oro Valley, by feeding the hungry, caring for seniors, and providing clothing and educational programs, among many other services. Today, I'm announcing a $20,000 investment in the Impact of Southern Arizona Food Bank. This donation will provide over 100 families with a delicious Thanksgiving dinner and will help feed seniors who are having trouble making ends meet. Can we please have a round of applause for these wonderful individuals who all contribute to Oro Valley? These individuals are but a few members of our community who give their time and their expertise to make Oro Valley an even better place to live. This room is filled with so many others who devote their expertise to help other people in Oro Valley. This town is filled with so many who seek to use their talents to contribute to others. And that is why Oro Valley is the best town in Arizona. I'm proud to invest in these organizations. I'm proud to invest in Oro Valley. Thank you so much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker. Mayor Joe Winfield and his wife Mary Ann are long-term Oro Valley residents who raise their children in Oro Valley. Joe has been a leader in scouting and in his community. He was elected mayor in 2018 and re-elected to a 4-year term in August of this year. In his 4th State of the Town address, the mayor will speak about 4 pillars of local government: economic vitality and fiscal responsibility, the public safety ecosystem, public works, and parks and recreation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the Honorable Mayor Joe Winfield.
Thank you, Lisa. We appreciate so much your generosity and your kindness. And we're also grateful for your husbands. We know that this is not possible without his support. And I understand from Lisa that he is an excellent cook. Yeah. You know, folks, you look good. Let me just cast my eyes around the room. I got to go to most of the tables, not all, so that's my loss. But I want to welcome you to the Town of Oro Valley's 21st Annual State of the Town Address. This event, as you know, is hosted by the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce. It's a tremendous undertaking, so it is with great appreciation that I thank the Chamber staff and Board of Directors for their incredible effort. Please join me in a round of applause for our colleagues at the Chamber. Last year, we celebrated the 20th anniversary of this event and recognized the Chamber's founding members. And this year, we mark another milestone, albeit a bittersweet one. Our friend Dave Perry, who has served as the Chamber's president and CEO for more than 11 years, will be retiring after today's event. It's truly the end of an era in which Dave helped shape Oro Valley's business community into the thriving network that we see here today. Most importantly, he's helped build a relationship between the Chamber and the town that will stand as his legacy. Dave, we are grateful for your service and dedication to the greater Oro Valley community. Thank you. Let's give him a big hand for 11 years of dedicated service. I agree. We love you, Dave. And as you know, Kristen Sharp will take the reins as the Chamber's president and CEO. She's been serving as the Chamber's events director since June 2019 and is excited about stepping into this new role. Congratulations, Kristen. We look forward to this next chapter in our business community's success story. I would also like to thank the El Conquistador Tucson, a Hilton resort, a new general manager, Shelby Frankham, for their ongoing hospitality and excellent service. The food is always the best. Would you agree? The Hilton also has an important milestone coming up. They will celebrate their 40th anniversary this December. Lastly, I'd like to recognize my fellow council members, Vice Mayor Melanie Barrett, and council members Tim Bowen, Dr. Harry Moe Green, Joyce Jones-Ivy, Josh Nicholson, and Steve Solomon. Thank you for your service and dedication to our community. Four of us, myself included, just completed another campaign season and have the honor of serving this community for another 4 years. Thank you for that opportunity. Even though the election was decided back in the August primary, we will be officially sworn in after the general election. That will take place on November 16th at our regular council meeting. I truly enjoyed the many in-person conversations I had with residents on the campaign trail. It was a liberating and exhilarating experience for me. I met hundreds of people who shared their thoughts on the community we all love. The comment I heard most often was the desire for responsible growth and preserving what makes Oro Valley special, such as desert and mountain views, open space, quality of the built environment, feeling safe, and other notable attributes. For example, folks who moved here from other places appreciate Oro Valley's character, and they hope that we don't change the essence of who we are. They understand that growth and change are inevitable. However, the ways in which we grow and change matter. As your mayor, my philosophy of leadership is based on what I've identified as the 4 pillars of local government: economic vitality and fiscal responsibility, the public safety ecosystem, public works, and parks and recreation. If you're thinking this sounds straightforward, you're right. Good leadership shouldn't be complicated. Governance shouldn't be convoluted. These pillars are foundational to my decisions and the values that help me stay focused on what truly matters. I'd like to share those pillars with you today and use them as a framework for looking back on an extraordinary year. Let's begin with economic vitality and fiscal responsibility, because financial health is critical to a community's success and ability to provide the services that residents need. When looking back at our financial performance for fiscal year 21-22, the town exceeded expectations. In fact, general fund revenues came in 18% over budget, while town expenditures ended 5% under budget, despite ongoing challenges with inflation. We ended the fiscal year with $26 million in general fund reserves, which is double the amount required. The town is financially stronger than ever. Part of the reason is due to our decision to strategically deal with the public safety pension unfunded liability. We took creative, balanced approach in utilizing our better-than-expected financial position by directing $10 million in reserves toward the liability. This ensured that the town did not overborrow when it issued $17.6 million in bonds at an extremely low rate of 2.39%. Today, the same bond interest rate would be closer to 4%. According to the town's financial advisor, that strategic decision alone is projected to result in a $17 million savings. Our town is not over-leveraged. We pay 20% less principal and interest on our debt today than we did in 2018. Speaking of debt, the town also issued $25 million in parks and recreation bonds last year to transform Naranja Park into a regional destination park for the community. And has been the case for many years, the town of Oro Valley's annual budget is structurally balanced. Our financial position is exceptionally strong, and the town does not deficit spend. Through it all, Oro Valley has maintained its AA+ rating from Standard & Poor's, the highest rating of all the communities in southern Arizona. The staff and council can be very proud of that. We know there's a distinct possibility, some would say a probability, that there is a recession around the corner. The town is prepared to address any slowdown in revenue collections and head-on to ensure future financial well-being of the town should it be necessary. Here in Oro Valley, economic vitality has seen a renewed focus with the implementation of a new community and economic development strategy that is yielding impressive results. The big headline this past year was that the town has been in negotiations with Leonardo Electronics, a global company headquartered in Rome, Italy. Staff is finalizing the details of an incentive agreement with Leonardo to build a new state-of-the-art semiconductor laser manufacturing facility on a 12-acre site in Oro Valley's Innovation Park. This effort will bring new jobs to Oro Valley and lead to millions of dollars in capital investment and economic impact. Leonardo's decision to choose Oro Valley wasn't just based on incentives. It was also based on things like proximity to other high-tech companies here in town and the quality of life Oro Valley can offer its workforce. To better showcase the many reasons why businesses should choose Oro Valley, the town launched a new economic development website called ChooseOroValley.com to serve as a one-stop resource for site selectors and current and future Oro Valley businesses. It offers a comprehensive list of available sites, industry-specific data, and a snapshot of life in Oro Valley. Oro Valley continues to be a desirable place to live and set up a business, and business is thriving. In fact, since my last State of the Town address 1 year ago, the town has issued more than 2,500 permits, which represents more than $117 million in new construction. Businesses continue to choose Oro Valley. This past year, we welcomed 16 new businesses, with another 7 either under construction or in the permitting process. They include everything from finance to yoga, and even your next favorite restaurant. We also welcomed Ironwood Estates, a new neighborhood development by Pulte, which opens soon for single-family residential sales. All of this exciting activity kept our inspections and compliance staff busy. This past year, they performed more than 31,000 inspections at more than 11,000 locations. And it's not just about attracting new businesses, but it's also about retaining and fostering the businesses that already call Oro Valley home. This year, we partnered with the Oro Valley Chamber of Commerce to host the first ever annual business summit at the Westward Look with more than 90 participants. Staff also worked to transition OV Safe Steps, the pandemic business support program, into OV Next Steps, which includes enhanced business retention and expansion efforts and additional support programs for small businesses. On the topic of OV Safe Steps, this successful program, which was implemented in partnership with the Oro Valley Chamber and Gordley Group, was just named winner of a national award in marketing from City County Communications and Marketing Association. With the worst of the pandemic behind us, the connections made and relationships built during OV Safe Steps serve as a foundation for our business support efforts going forward. My fellow council members and I continue to partner with the Chamber and staff to go out into the community and meet with our businesses in person, listening to their concerns and finding ways to support them. Business support will continue to be a priority of this council. One of the many reasons Oro Valley continues to provide such exceptional quality of life is our level of public safety. And that brings us to the second pillar of local government, the public safety ecosystem. I refer to it as an ecosystem because public safety goes beyond just having an outstanding police department, which we do, by the way. Public safety includes the town court, the legal department, the prosecutor, emergency preparedness staff, our EMTs and first responders, and the fire districts that serve our community, Golder Ranch and Northwest Fire. It is this nimble, responsive ecosystem, all of these moving parts functioning together, that result in a community where residents feel safe and justice is served. According to an FBI Statistics and Crime Scores ranking by Elite Personal Finance, it is also a community that was named the #1 safest place in Arizona for 2022. At the core of it all are the men and women who comprise the Oro Valley Police Department. And it's my honor to announce that the department has earned the accreditation by the Arizona Association of Chiefs of Police Law Enforcement. Professional accreditation leads to greater accountability, reduced exposure, and more confidence in OVPD's ability to operate efficiently and respond to community needs. In recent years, public safety agencies across the country have learned the impact that this profession can have on mental health and well-being. And as a result, Chief Riley has instituted the Blue Key Project, a cost-free and confidential mental health support program by first responders for first responders. I'm also proud to say that OVPD officers are now the best paid municipal police department in southern Arizona. That decision was part of a third-party classification and compensation study to review employee functions and salaries to ensure that Oro Valley remains competitive and is able to retain and recruit top talent. And before I move on from OVPD, I'd like to recognize Deputy Chief Jason Larder, who will be retiring in January after an incredible 35 years of service to the town of Oro Valley. Thank you. Jason epitomizes everything that is good about Oro Valley. Thank you, Jason. As mentioned earlier, our public safety ecosystem extends beyond the police department to include town court and legal services. In the current fiscal year budget, Council approved additional personnel investments in these two departments to help ensure the town follows up with the prosecution of crimes that the Pima County Attorney opts not to accept, further contributing to the overall safety of the community. The budget also includes $200,000 to design building improvements at the town court to improve operational efficiencies and address space constraints that make it difficult for prosecutors and defense attorneys to have confidential conversations. The third pillar of local government is public works. Our Public Works Department has been very busy this past year, providing oversight, project management, and administration for more than 80 projects and more than 12,000 service tasks and plans, including management of the Steam Pump Ranch historic renovation construction and the $25 million Parks Bond projects, which I'll talk more about in just a moment. Our street crew has completed numerous sidewalk and pavement repairs and more than 18 miles of crack sealing surface treatments. Our transit division is expecting a ridership of more than 60,000 by year's end, which is a full return to pre-COVID service levels. The Oro Valley Water Utility has delivered a combined total of 3.13 billion gallons of water to customers. I'll drink to that. However, more importantly, nearly half of the total water deliveries were supplies other than groundwater. That means Oro Valley is maximizing its use of reclaimed water and CAP water to ensure a balanced water portfolio. The water utility also purchased and stored 860 million gallons of water and of CAP water in is storing those in nearby underground storage facilities to be used in the future if there are ever times of shortage. Oro Valley is well positioned to face the years ahead, but there's always room for improvement, and we will continually strive to do all we can to be good stewards of this valuable resource. The fourth and final pillar of local government is parks and recreation. You may have heard that earlier this year, Council approved the issuance of $25 million in parks and recreation bonds to fund amenities that were identified as priorities in the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. The bulk of those amenities will be part of the Naranja Park expansion project. In May, we broke ground on that project, and over the next couple of years, this community will see additional lighted multi-use fields, a new splash pad, skate park, pickleball courts, and more. The bond is also funding additional multi-use paths and a couple projects that just wrapped up yesterday with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. It was exciting to see the golfing, tennis, and pickleball communities gather together at the Oro Valley Community and Recreation Center to celebrate the completion of golf course irrigation replacement on the Conquistador course and the reconstruction of the tennis and pickleball courts. In case you hadn't heard, this community is very serious about pickleball. Next year, as we're continuing our work at Naranja Park, we'll also be expanding the community center parking lot and replacing irrigation on the Cañada Golf Course. Earlier in my message, I stated that the town doesn't deficit spend. I'd also like to clear up another misconception about Council's decision to utilize bond financing for our parks and recreation projects. To ensure that both current and future Oro Valley residents can enjoy our park improvements, we approved the issuance of bond financing at a very low interest rate of 2.31% interest. This strategy allows us to build the amenities now so that residents can enjoy them long before they would have been constructed without bonding. Additionally, those bonds will be funded from the existing half-cent sales tax that the town already collects. That means there are no new taxes required for the Parks and Recreation Bond projects. Some of you may recall that the existing half-cent sales tax had previously been designated solely for the community center and golf operations. However, Council decided to broaden the use of those funds for all parks and recreation programs. I'm extremely proud to announce that golf operations in fiscal year 21-22 were in the black for the first time. The successful management of our contract with Indigo Sports has resulted in year-over-year improved financials for golf, food, and beverage. And speaking of beverage, I'm going to have a little drink here. With the success of golf and the expanded use of the half-cent sales tax, Oro Valley is now in a position to put those funds toward amenities that will serve an even broader segment of our community. But wait, there's more. The Arizona Parks and Recreation Association recently honored OV Parks and Recreation with the Adaptive Program of the Year Award for the I Can Too program, an inclusive program for young people with disabilities. Through the use of activity modification and greater staff-to-youth ratios, participants have the opportunity to play alongside their non-disabled peers. Over at CDO Riverfront Park, we installed new pedestrian lighting around the walking path and partnered with SACA for another beautiful mural. At James D. Cree Park, we installed new playground structures and play surfaces on the ADA accessible playground. At Historic Steam Pump Ranch, construction is underway to restore the garage building, which will house the Recreation and Culture Division, providing staff present on site 6 days a week. It will be used for community programming and educational opportunities. And if that weren't impressive enough, I have saved the best for last. The 2-year effort to successfully preserve 202 acres of the former Vistoso Golf Course as open space for passive recreation in perpetuity. The Vistoso Golf Course story isn't just a story about preserving open space for all to enjoy. It's a story about a community coming together to advocate for what they value most. It's a story about generosity, about the willingness to invest in ourselves and in our future. I have a video to share with you today. I believe it captures the spirit of this land and what it means to our community. This is an emotional moment, and I hope you feel the emotion. You're special people. We live in a special community, and this is a special place. It really is a capstone for me to see this 202 acres preserved in perpetuity. And I just simply have to applaud each of you in this community for what you have accomplished. And this will remain a legacy for this community forever. And that is just, that's something that money cannot buy. Each of us have a relatively short time on this earth, but this land will remain. This connects 17 neighborhoods, but really it connects the entire community. My hope is that a preserve like this will help us to appreciate this incredibly biodiverse region that we live in, the Sonoran Desert. I call it the tropical forest of deserts. We live in a remarkably special place. And admittedly, it's challenging at times, that tension between wanting to preserve and then naturally the growth that occurs within the community. So I hope we can just remember that we are a community, that we, by working together, we can accomplish so much more. And so thank you so much. In case you can't tell, I'm very grateful and humbled by what the town of Oro Valley and our partners have accomplished. And I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge those who led the charge in making this dream a reality. The Conservation Fund, led by Mike Ford, for their advocacy, purchase, and donation of the property. Former town manager Mary Jacobs and town attorney Jonathan Rothschild, who led the negotiation process, a process that the Conservation Fund said was the most complex they'd ever encountered. Preserve Vistoso, a grassroots support and advocacy group led by Oro Valley residents. The more than 600 citizens who donated $1.8 million to help purchase the property. Local developer Ross Rolney, who purchased the 6.3-acre clubhouse parcel, which was a critical component of the transaction. And all the members of the public who participated in the naming contest. This effort is a model for public-private partnerships that result in a better quality of life for the community at large. The ribbon cutting for Vistoso Trails Nature Preserve was held July 15th. Safety repairs and improvements are already underway, and the town has just selected the firm Sites Southwest to lead us through the master planning process for this property. Growth is inevitable, but responsible growth is a strategy based on community values. It is a strategy based on our core functions, the 4 pillars of local government. As your mayor, it is my commitment to lead according to that philosophy. But as we know, leadership from mayor and council is at the policy level. We rely on the support of staff to implement those policies at the operational level, bringing our vision to fruition. We are fortunate, so fortunate, that the town of Oro Valley is served by a talented and dedicated staff of individuals who've stayed the course through some very challenging times. And at the helm of our day-to-day operations is acting town manager Chris Cornelison. I'm also pleased to announce that Chris was recently named one of the 40 under 40, that means he's under 40 years old, recipients for 2022, which recognizes young professionals for their leadership and community involvement. To Chris and to all our town staff, thank you for dedicating your time and talent to this community. In closing, I wish to express my appreciation to each of you here today who give so abundantly of your time, talent, and treasure to make Oro Valley, our region and state, the best place to live, work, and play. Let each of us strive to work together with mutual respect, civility, and grace. This past May, all 7 of our children returned to Oro Valley to help install campaign signs. Their love and support, as well as my wife Mary Ann's, has made all the difference in my public service. Mary Ann and our oldest son Lee are here this afternoon, and I express my gratitude and love for them. Earlier this month, Mary Ann and I celebrated our 43rd anniversary. So keep those glasses clinking. I will do my best. You have my commitment to serve all of Oro Valley in the years ahead. Thank you. Let's get to work, especially those of you that work for Oro Valley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for those great words. I asked your indulgence, and I know it's getting longer here, but we have one more very special announcement to share with you today. Some of you may have known Al and Marilyn Cook, who lived in and loved Oro Valley for many years. They were so generous, in fact, that Al and Marilyn received your Chamber's Legacy Award for community contribution in 2011. Al was the public character promoting jazz, the arts, and community who, quote, always loved a good show and never left early. Al passed away in May 2016 at the age of 87. Marilyn, who played tennis into her late 80s, was a, quote, relentlessly positive civic volunteer and philanthropist, and in my experience, a gracious and kind lady. Marilyn passed away last November at the age of 93. Marilyn was a board member of the Oro Valley Community Foundation. I and others in this room served with Marilyn on that board. The Oro Valley Community Foundation folded into the Oro Valley Chamber Foundation a number of years ago. Your Chamber Foundation, by the way, gave more than $30,000 in scholarships and charitable gifts this year. Marilyn and Al have continued their giving. Today, their sons, Alan and Glenn, are here from Houston and Las Vegas to share a special presentation. Gentlemen, come on up. I don't know if we have the big thing here someplace, Alan, but I hear somebody running. Here it is. Oh, Kristen right out. Yeah, walk slowly. They walk very slowly up here. So, gentlemen, I'm going to have you hold the check. You go over there. Ladies and gentlemen, I am humbled and honored to receive this gift from the estate of Al and Marilyn Cook, intended for charitable contribution within this community in the sum of $1,007,000. Come on up, Glenn.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm reception. My parents loved Oro Valley, you know, and I think that's the simplest way that I can state the nature this gift to the Chamber Foundation. They loved living here. They loved all their friends in Oro Valley. They loved the standard of living that the mayor talked about so eloquently in his State of the Town address. And they were adamant about paying it forward. And we're excited to see what the Chamber Foundation can do with this for all of you and your community. Thank you.
Well, I was in charge of Marilyn's life for the end. It was a challenging job, but something I'm proud that I was able to do. And one of the toughest things about settling up all the estate, I come to figure at the end, was how the heck to write a check this big. And this actually wouldn't have been so bad, but we had to do multiple distributions. And the first one, it couldn't have been a longer grouping of words. It was like a paragraph. And when I get to start writing this sucker out, the kids start fighting. And then our cat Tigger, who's a Green Beret reincarnated, jumps on the computer and figures out how to hit Control-Alt-Delete. Somehow I was able to fill all the checks out without wasting any, and it was a pleasure to serve Marilyn.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you so much. I'm going to chair the foundation board in my retirement, and we intend to use this amazing gift as the seeds for an endowment, something we can grow in the future and amplify the giving that this organization can do. I share this news. We share this news with you because you might think about how you can help the Chamber Foundation in Al and Marilyn's example. I know we don't have $1 million apiece, but think about ongoing giving. Think about consideration of a legacy gift that will help our Chamber Foundation serve students, to serve this wonderful community, and to serve people in need for generations to come. Thank you. I think we're done here, but before we part, thank you all for being here. God bless you all. I'll see you around. I think something else is about to happen here, gentlemen. So.
Thank you very much.
Am I supposed to
You can go
step away?
No, you stay. Dave, did you think we were done? No. Very briefly, I would like to reiterate what I mentioned at annual meeting when Dave's retirement was announced and my transition into the role of president and CEO. I am excited for the future of this chamber and our community. I appreciate all of your confidence and support, and we are going to do great things together. As you've heard a couple of times today, Dave has led the chamber for the past 11 years. Please enjoy a couple of my favorite pictures that I scrounged up of him during that time. There he is with his beautiful wife, Miss Lisa. It's funny that he mentioned Alice Cooper earlier, because this is Dave with a signed guitar of Alice, or that was Jimi Hendrix, yeah. Dave is very passionate about our members. The Big Scissors, which are now retired, and you can find them hanging on the wall in the chamber. Dave attended U.S. Chamber Institute and got his certification. He frequents our members. He does business with our members, and this is one of our members, Chic Nail Salon. And we unwittingly matched one day. In an effort to make it through this with 2 dry eyes and to get you out of here in a timely manner, I am going to keep it short and sweet. Plus, there really is no amount of words that could accurately convey the amount of thanks you are deserving of, Dave. You have given life to this chamber. You have given it a personality. You have given it a voice that will always speak on behalf of what is best for the business community and the community itself, even when it's not easy. I know I am only one of countless lives you have touched through your guidance, your mentorship, and your friendship. I wouldn't be standing here today if it weren't for you. Thank you. Our chamber would absolutely not be where it is today without you. Thank you. And our community would not be what it is today without you. Help me out here, folks, this time. Thank you. As a token of our appreciation, we got you a little something. Yesterday, Dave said to me, "You're not going to give me some type of award, are you?" And I said, "No, we are not giving you an award." And we're not. I wasn't lying. A huge thank you to our Business Development Director, Sherry Colson, for coordinating and putting this together while I was gone. And an even bigger thank you to James Lawrenson of Pedigo Electric Bikes. Thank you, James, for your generosity in making this happen. There it is.
James said he'll take it home.
Before you ride off into the sunset, I want you to know that you will always have a place in the chamber. Maybe as an advisor or a freelance writer, maybe as a babysitter. That's Dave and my new son, James. This is not goodbye, only see you later. We love you, Dave.
The only thing I'd say, and after I'm so overwhelmed, thank you so much. I think I might be wearing the same shirt that I had on in that pedicure. And Lisa's laughing because she knows it's probably true. And my wife's been so awesome. Lisa, I love you so much. I love all of you. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for all your support. Keep supporting this organization. All of you, great to have you here. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.